latest electronics on board, Oscar. Sonar scrambling, subsurface communication, echolocation, and so on. Along with the missile and torpedo aiming devices, which the OSI won't require since the ship will be completely unarmed.
Steve. Captain Bob Welbeck, Colonel Steve Austin.
Nice to meet you. Welcome aboard.
Thank you, Captain.
That would be Admiral Prescott, I believe. Gentlemen, if you'll excuse me.
Okay, Oscar, I've had the grand tour. Now, why am I here?
The Stingray was decommissioned by the Navy and assigned to the OSI by the Pentagon. This is supposed to be a shakedown cruise.
With Admiral Prescott checking us out from above on a tender. It's much more than that.
But why do you need me on a nuclear sub? The first unit of our electronic deep-sea distant warning system was installed for testing last month. Suddenly, it stopped sending.
Any reason why?
We're not sure. It could be sabotage. We'll try an undersea repair, but if that doesn't work, I can't risk leaving it there.
So you want me to break it up, huh?
Well, it's either that or a big operation with divers, barges, and all kinds of equipment would attract the attention of foreign vessels within a 50-mile radius.
Oscar!
Admiral Prescott, I believe you remember Colonel Steve Austin?
Of course. Admiral, haven't seen you since Sea Lab. How do you find the Stingray more comfortable?
I'm sure I will. Thank you, sir.
Well, Oscar, if you're ready, we'll go aboard the tender. Stingray should be loaded and underway in a few minutes.
If any of those cans are dented...
Sorry, Chief, it was an accident.
Hey, Kane! What are you doing under there?
Got them all, Chief.
Come on, get cracking. We gotta get off this ship.
Message from Stingray, sir. She's preparing to dive.
Thank you. Let's go below.
Down low. Take her down to 200 feet and hold.
Isaac. Dive, dive. 10 degrees down low. Flooding 1 and 3 from the sea.
Sonar report.
Empty bottom, 150 below. No forward obstructions. Bob.
What, you got problems, dude?
Picking up some stray output on this channel. See that?
Did you get any idea what's causing that?
I don't know. If we weren't alone down here, I'd say this was recording some low-frequency communications. I want it checked out just to be on the safe side.
130 feet? 140 feet? No change in speed or angle.
Come to me, Stingray. Oh, she's beautiful, isn't she?
Just like she's answering command you gave her, Dad.
She is. She had to come to repair the warning system.
Captain, the men are in the wetsuits. They're ready to enter the airlock whenever you say the word.
Put a hold on it, Parker. We're going to get ourselves a marvelous submarine.
175 feet. Reducing speed. 180 feet. 185 feet. Trimming out.
Now.
No word of response, Captain.
Trim control's gone, sir. We're settling fast.
Order tanks, emergency.
Power's gone, sir.
Sonar.
We've got about 60 feet under us. There's a sandy bottom dropping ahead, and there's some sort of rock formation to the right.
The Stingray's in trouble.
How long have you been getting these readings?
30 seconds ago. I reported to the bridge as soon as they started.
Stop engines.
If she hits the rocks, it could tear a hole in her side.
We're in a lateral current. It's pushing us broadside right into those rocks.
This is the captain. All hands man your emergency stations. Stand by for a jolt.
55, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 10, 5.
Hang on, I'll get it off of you. You okay?
I think so. Get the emergency lights. Send up an emergency marker buoy.
Colonel Austin.
Steve, Oscar, are you all right?
I don't think anybody's hurt, but the ship's dead. Right.
Admiral Prescott here.
Captain Welbeck, sir. I don't know what caused it, but we're taking on some water. Number of systems are out. No, sir, I can't give you a damage report yet, but I think we should get the crew topside and then get back here with the repair party at Divert.
Right, I'll go with your judgment.
Right, sir. All hands, this is the captain. Prepare to abandon the ship.
Compressed air. something banging against metal. Could they be trapped in there?
Parker, I wanted that submarine taken over undamaged and the crew to escape unharmed. You were supposed to survey the rocks, the currents, and find a soft bottom from the Stingray. I do hope your incompetence has not endangered the crew or the ship.
Sir?
A damaged survey party will be sent down. We don't make a move until they're convinced the Stingray's off limits.
Yes, sir.
Cynthia, you know what to do.
Doesn't make sense. The Stingray was in top condition when the Navy turned it over to the OSI. Then we double-checked. Now, what happened?
It was sudden. First one system, then the other. There was a line on the oscilloscope. Then I remember seeing a piece of conduit floating in the bilge. Now, there's no way that could have been there without being blown out.
Did you hear an explosion? See any other evidence?
No.
We'll get some answers when the survey crew comes back.
Sharks!
Send out the work party to the south.
We got down to about 100 feet. Then the sharks came at us. I counted at least 4 of them.
I don't care where you have to pull strings. Just get that bathysphere out here on the double.
We still don't know any more than we did before.
Look, I'm sorry, sir. It was impossible to get any closer to the sub. They were all over us. Frankly, I think it's a miracle we got out of there without any injuries.
Thank you for the try, Lieutenant.
The bathysphere's on its way.
How long, Admiral?
At best, 3 hours.
That may be too late. By then, the sub could be completely flooded. Is there a shark cage on board?
Yes, sir.
Steve, it's too dangerous for you to go down there, even with a cage.
I want to know what caused that interference on the scope and the Stingray. It looked like transmission feed. Someone sending or receiving a signal on my bank of circuits.
Do you think it might be related to that piece of blown-out conduit?
Well, it could be, but we had trouble before I could check on it. Oscar, I just don't like the coincidence. Something's going on down there that maybe we haven't figured on. I think I better get back into that sub now.
Stingray to command. The water's almost all gone. The main hatch is secured.
Damage to rudder and diving control?
The line should be repaired in half an hour.
Good. Stand by.
Roger.
Dad, there's a small metal object descending, passing 110 feet just over the sub.
Switch on the sonar scrambling generator.
Will do.
Get rid of it.
Hold it, I'm surrounded by sharks. The cage is taking quite a beating.
Hold the winch.
Steve? Steve, can you hear me? Tell sonar I want to know where that cage is.
I'm sorry. I hope we'll be gone before anyone realizes what we're doing here.
You may make Guinness Book of Records. First hijack of a nuclear sub.
Arrangements will be made for you to be rescued at the proper time. When are you going to be finished here?
The lines are repaired. I'll test the engines. It'll be just a matter of minutes. We'll be underway. Then nobody can stop us.
I don't think you'll be getting underway. Steer.
Satellite to command.
Go ahead.
It's going to be a slight delay in the repair.
Why?
I'll explain. I'm coming back in just a minute. How long would it take you to rig some kind of steering system?
That could be several hours.
Did you hear that?
Yes. Make sure the sonar scrambler is kept on.
We can't take any chances with you, so don't pull anything.
Well, I wouldn't want to irritate the fellow with a harpoon gun.
Put on your gear. We're going for a little swim.
All our necks are on the block, and she's afraid of hurting anybody?
Yeah, like her old man. Soft.
That guy that tore out the steering gear is trouble as long as he's alive down there.
That might not be too much longer. Let me pick the right moment when I get back to the cave.
Why can't we make sonar contact?
We had a clear scan earlier when I made a routine check.
That scrambled transmission, deliberately scrambled.
The automatic scrambling equipment aboard the sub was designed to kick in if it came under attack. Something might have set it off.
Something or someone.
Drop hydrophones.
Cynthia tells me that you did something no man could possibly do in tearing out that wheel.
I know how you feel. I don't believe what I saw either. Your daughter controlling a batch of man-eaters in the open sea.
She's a remarkable girl. A marine biologist who isn't limited to conventional thinking. Something I've been fighting for years. Now, I tried to convince the Navy that sharks could be trained, Colonel Austin.
Well, you know who I am. That puts you one up on me.
I'm Morgan Grayland, former captain of the United States Navy submarines. Unfortunately, not as well known as the astronaut that crashed. Cynthia, I held briefly a desk job at the Pentagon. I heard rumors about you after the crash. I didn't pay much attention. I thought they were so far-fetched.
Yes, Dad.
Go and fetch that highly sensitive radiation counter and check him out.
I don't understand.
Check out his arms and his legs, see if there's a radiation reading above the background level.
It's way above normal.
Yeah. We are entertaining a bionic man. The first and perhaps the only one. Those rumors I heard stopped abruptly. I realize now that somebody put the lid on it. Top secret, right?
That's your diagnosis.
Nobody's been hurt up until now. I hope that continues to be the case. That will depend upon you.
You'll have the entire Navy tracking you down. How long will you last?
Now, the ocean's large and trackless. However, suppose a search did turn up a submarine at the depth of 300 feet. You think the Navy would bomb it? I don't think so. Could be a Russian sub. Could be the start of World War III.
Anybody believe a scheme like this belongs in a straitjacket?
Well, there are a number of people who would agree with you. Take him to the back room. Keep alert.
I haven't seen that expression on your face since you were knee-high. When things weren't going right, you came in to see me, just stood there and waited for me to guess what was troubling you.
You were always right.
Yeah? Let's see if I have lost the knack. Colonel Austin?
Not exactly.
Well, I guess I lost it. What is it?
Nothing. Goblins. I was just being silly for a minute. I'm too old to be afraid of goblins or be concerned about Steve Austin. Are you all right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm all right. That's just a twinge. The old man's all right.
You like that monster? He's a special pet of Miss Grayland's. No telling what you can make him do. I wouldn't try and go swimming out there if I were you.
Thanks for the advice.
I'm picking something up, sir. I don't know what it is, and it's not where the Stingray's supposed to be.
It's kind of rapping, but it's muffled by distance. It has a rhythm like nothing I'd expect, but it's too far to be clear.
Get an angle on it. We'll order some more hydrophones and see if we can identify this sound.
Well, Rudy, what do you think?
What do you think, Steve?
What do I think, or what would I like to think?
Give me your best guess.
Steve has enough air to last a while longer, but if he's not in the sub, and there are sharks down there,
Stop that.
Why, don't you like music?
If you want to tap out a message, we can arrange for you to do so far less comfortably.
You win.
Tell my father that he tried to tap a message to the surface.
I've been listening for those tapping sounds again. Whatever they were, they're gone.
Helicopter ready to make landing with bathysphere, sir.
Thank you.
I'm diving in that sphere. Whatever problem Steve's having could be related to his bionics.
The FBI has picked up a suspect who may have planted an explosive device on the Stingray.
Has he confessed?
No, not yet. He refuses to talk. There's more bad news. He worked at the Boston Navy Yard last year when torpedoes and nuclear missiles were stolen.
I remember that. They were never recovered.
Are you suggesting the possibility that that theft has something to do with what's going on out here?
I'm only guessing, and I may be wrong. The Stingray is in enemy hands, gentlemen. And it's armed.
Well, if there's any evidence that nuclear missiles are going aboard that sub, she's got to be blasted out of the water. Whether Steve Austin's aboard or not. You know that.
You mind telling me why?
Why what?
Why all this? This cave, those sharks, the elaborate attempt to hijack a nuclear submarine.
When my father was in the Navy, before they court-martialed him, They thought he was some kind of a freak. He spent all his spare time, day and night, working with sharks to prove they could be controlled.
The Navy doesn't court-martial an officer for having an offbeat hobby.
A diver was mangled off Key West where my father's work was being done. It wasn't one of his sharks. But they wouldn't believe him. And they wouldn't believe he could control them.
So what'll he prove by hijacking a submarine?
The sharks are being used to get the sub. Controlled sharks. And they're gonna listen now. And I don't have to answer any more of your questions.
You wouldn't be so angry if you hadn't asked yourself the same questions and found there were no answers.
I love him. And for the first time in his life, he's gonna get the recognition he deserves. It's the only way to go.
Either the sharks got Steve, which I don't believe, or he's being prevented from making contact. That means someone's down there.
And who sabotaged the Stingray? Another sub?
Possibly. And if so, why did they let Steve and the crew escape when the Stingray was first sunk? And why are they holding him now?
Austin. Did you have a good look? Yes, the Stingray is going to have a full complement of torpedoes.
What are you going to do? Have a one submarine navy and declare war on the whole world?
Haven't you ever dreamed of having the power to do anything you want? Then sit back and laugh at anybody who tries to stop you.
The torpedoes are designed for one thing, to sink ships. Is that how you'll laugh?
You still don't understand. Come with me. Of course, we don't expect to use the torpedoes, but it gives me all the authority I'll ever need.
To do what?
It's a beauty, isn't she? Fastest thing in the ocean. And deadly. That's what's so marvelous about it. Everybody knows how deadly a nuclear submarine is. I pop up in the path of one of the new luxury liners, say the Minos. I ask her to heave to, send my men aboard, carry up all the jewels and money that she's carrying, and away we go.
It's piracy.
It's an ancient, sometimes honorable, always profitable profession.
I thought this caper was designed to prove you could handle sharks.
I was going to sail the Stingray into New York Harbor, show them what I could do with my sharks, but this proved to be too good. And as soon as Cynthia and I are finished with our buccaneering, we'll buy a lovely secret isle. We'll do our shark research. You want to come along?
No, thanks.
The torpedoes are moving out.
Once the torpedoes are loaded and we're off, nothing's going to stop us. Another problem, thanks to the delay you created. We would have been out of here by now.
Torpedoes are being loaded.
If that's reported to the service, we'll be blasted out of here. Adams, get him out of here. Cynthia, I want you to use this special shock to eliminate the bathysphere problem.
Oscar, can you read me? I see men transporting a torpedo to the Stingray, and there is a shark. A giant.
Rudy, we're bringing you up. Do you hear me?
Right. Doesn't make sense, Oscar. How could those swimmers stay alive with that monster shark out there, and they're totally ignoring it?
Rudy. Rudy, do you hear me? Come in.
We've ordered more rescue equipment.
That's hours away. We don't even know where Steve is, either.
We can't send men down there. Apart from the sharks, we don't know what they'd be getting into.
They don't know how to cope with it. Steve couldn't cope with it. How could we expect them to?
Cool it, chum. You're going nowhere.
Austin's loose. He's taking scuba gear for room 3. I told you he should have been killed. He'll get to the sub.
We can't let him do that. Cynthia, bring him back.
I've never controlled a big shark under these circumstances, not against a man.
You can and you must.
Maybe he's not trying to get to the Stingray. Maybe he's trying to get to the surface. We can protect the sub with the sharks, and once it starts, we can take off.
I don't think Austin's the kind that gives up. I think he'll report we're down here, if they haven't guessed already. We have a number of weapons that can destroy us. Steve Austin, as a hostage, is our only protection.
All right.
Wait, not so fast.
You want me to bring him back?
Now, Austin took the air bottle from room 3. They haven't recharged those yet. Now, have your shark play with him until he's short of air, then bring him back here. That's the only safe way to deal with him.
That's like tempting the shark. I don't know how he's going to respond. He could revert to his wild state and completely ignore the control signals.
Try it, Cynthia.
Yes, yes. Now bring him in.
You fooled me once. Don't try and push it and make it 2 in a row. On your feet. Move!
We're at the end of the line, Oscar.
So, you're writing Steve and Rudy off, eh, Josh?
Not through choice, Oscar. You know that.
I know that Rudy's alive in that bathysphere, and I feel it in my bones that Steve's alive, too. Please, a little more time.
A little more time won't help, and we can't spare a lot more time. I'm sorry, Oscar. I'm ordering the Stingray to be depth charged and destroyed.
Steve, are you all right? I'm sorry.
You're sorry. That wipes out everything, right?
Look, I'm not making excuses.
Just an apology to make chopping down the bathysphere okay, leaving a man helpless on the bottom of the ocean, using sharks to risk the lives of...
My sharks can kill. Now, so far, I've kept them from harming anyone. You should be grateful.
What do you want, my vote of thanks?
The man in the bathysphere. He's sending a message in Morse code. He's got to be stopped.
Parker, wait. You are reacting before thinking. Now, what could he possibly say to a surface party that can hurt us?
I don't know, but I don't see why we should risk his telling them anything.
Parker, you're a very valuable man when you act under orders. Otherwise, you have the finesse of an outraged bull. Now, they know the man's alive down here. So the Navy is going to be far less eager to do anything drastic to stop the Stingray if there's a possibility he could be harmed. That limits their action against us.
What about Austin?
Well, what about him?
Look, Captain, when you gave the order that no one was to be hurt, it made sense. In the beginning, but no more. Not with him. It's shown how dangerous he is.
His escape was our own fault. It won't happen again. Now get over to the Stingray, check out the work, and report back to me. I want to know when it can get underway.
What do you got?
Dr. Wells, sir. He rapped a message he's okay. He saw Colonel Austin.
Thanks.
Sir, I'm also getting sounds of pounding and hammering. Somebody's working in the sub.
Stay on those phones.
Admiral, sir. Backup destroyers coming up fast.
Steve and Rudy are definitely alive down there, Josh.
I know. I got the report. But work is apparently in progress on the Stingray. If she's repaired and moves out, she'll be virtually impossible to locate.
You can't bomb that submarine, Josh. You'll virtually seal the death warrant on 2 men.
Oscar, I don't want to harm Steve and Rudy, but I have a national security obligation. I cannot allow a nuclear sub in some enemy's hands to become operational.
There's got to be another way. When I was in underwater demolition during World War II, we had to block a harbor entrance quickly. We used the NPB 427s.
Magnetic picket mines? Oscar, you may have just come up with something.
Well, you get points for bringing this thing off without getting anybody hurt so far. How long do you think you can run it out?
All the way.
You said yourself those ships up there could destroy you.
They destroy me, they destroy you. It's a perfect standoff until I can get the Stingray ready and shipped out of here. Perfect.
This is the latest version of the NPB 427 picket bomb. The Stingray will be surrounded by magnetic bombs anchored to the seabed. An explosive picket fence.
Place these bombs at 30-foot intervals so the Stingray can't slip through.
All right. There's just one problem.
What?
The sub could be made ready and slip away during the 30 minutes or so it'll take to drop those bombs into position.
If I could prevent them from doing repairs in the next 30 minutes, we'll have them blocked.
How?
Got an idea.
The steering assembly is about set. We'll have it installed in about a half an hour, and that should do it.
What about the missile tubes?
Beautiful. They'll be ready by the time we shove off.
That's an SOS.
So, we're in no trouble. Why care if they are?
Don't be stupid. Doesn't hurt to find out what the other side is thinking or offering. Go ahead.
There are 3 naval vessels in the area. Either you stop work on the Stingray immediately or we'll blast you out of the water.
You could have dropped depth charges at any time. We have 2 of your men down here. You want them to get killed?
No, but unless you stop work, we have no choice.
Oh, I see. Our choice is to wait down here like sitting ducks or pop up and surrender. No, thanks.
You haven't got a chance. None. 0. You stop work or we bomb. It's as simple as that.
What kind of deal will you make if we accept?
We might offer you leniency at the trial.
All to work. Well, I can't make that kind of decision. I'll have to contact my commander. He'll talk to you.
Get a chance of finishing up quietly so they can't hear.
Stop all work immediately and then we can talk. I'll give you 30 minutes.
I'll get back to you.
Maybe he thought I was bluffing.
We'll find out if we hear any pounding.
I drop laying him in a circle around 30 feet apart. 30 feet. If the Stingray tries to move, she's blasted out of the water.
Can you get the engines going? Move her out before the bombs are in place.
Even if she was ready, they hear the engines. They send word down, turn the engines over, or even work on the sub, and they'd start dropping depth charges immediately.
This can't. I won't let it. I planned too well for things to go wrong. No, I'll find a way out.
Oh, you won't. Oh, you won't. You were so locked into your own plans, you could never think a way out of it.
I'm gonna improvise something.
Dad.
I'm all right, I'm all right. I'm just unrealistic. Barker is right. There is no way. I should have learned how to accept defeat by now.
You came so close. Nobody could have done any better.
In this game, there are no prizes for second place. We've lost.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's not over.
It's not over. We can move the Stingray silently out of range of the hydrophones.
Oh, that's impossible.
You're a very lucky accident. First, you stumbled into us, and second, you didn't get killed. You were going to push the sub.
Wrong.
How can he?
It's simple. First, we enter some ballast to establish neutral buoyancy. Once the sub is off the ocean floor, he'll be able to move it. Your friend in the bathysphere. I saw how you reacted the first time you saw him. Want to take a look? He's still there. Right on the very bottom. He's helpless. You do as you're told, or I send a swimmer over to the bathysphere to open the hatch. And it's goodbye to whoever's inside.
You can't do that.
Yes, I can, mister, because this is go for broke. Like the man says, there are no prizes for second place. But for first, there is a jackpot, and believe me, I will do what is necessary. Control the Stingray. Control the Stingray. This is Parker. Now listen. I want a man to swim over to the bathysphere and open the hatch. Do it now.
This is the captain. Now scrub that order. Don't, I repeat, don't open the hatch. I will not have a killing.
I knew it. I knew it all along. You don't have what it takes to carry this job off. I knew I'd have to take over.
Okay, Williams. I'll watch him. You swim over to the bathysphere, and you know what to do.
Williams, I'm in command here. Now you take orders from me.
Don't listen to him.
I say you take orders.
Dad! Dad!
He needs first aid.
Do we open the hatch?
Steve, please!
We don't have much time.
Hurry!
He needs oxygen.
Suppose Graylin lives. Your friend in the bathysphere. He's had it, unless you follow orders.
Cynthia!
Stop it! Let me go!
That won't do any good.
You don't care about anything or anybody. The only thing that matters to you is money. Well, let me tell you something. I've never wanted to hurt anybody. But you've taught me a good lesson. And if I had a gun in my hands right now...
You do nothing. I look after your father.
Congratulations, you probably saved his life, which will last another 18 minutes. And that's when they start dropping depth charges. That's when we all go. But your friend in the bathysphere, he has even less time, because Williams will open the hatch in a couple of minutes. That's a lot of dead people, Austin, and you can save them all. All you have to do is push the sub out of range of the hydrophones, so we can finish repairs and get out of here. That's all.
If I agree to push the sub, how do you figure to get by the picket bombs?
That's my problem. Your problem is a simple yes or no. Now. I want the bathysphere moved out of the area so that guy can't report what we're doing. Get ready, lady. You're coming with us.
I'm staying with my father.
I'm all right. Don't worry about me.
I need you. As long as he's being taken care of down here, you'll cooperate. Won't you? And you, Austin. We know that you'll try something. But it wouldn't be wise when everybody's watching. A noise, just a noise. They start dropping depth charges from up there. A wrong move down here, and we take care of you. And the bathysphere. Do you understand?
Right.
Leave the special shark, but bring the others. They're gonna do guard duty while we push the sub, in case somebody gets curious and comes down for a look.
All right.
Let's go. to control. We're cutting the phone line from the sub to the tender. We're hooking it into Ed's helmet. Once it's hooked, they'll think they're talking to the Stingray. They'll never know the difference.
Oscar, I think you've pulled it off. All the picket bombs are in place with 3 minutes to go and not a sound from the Stingray.
Stingray. This is Oscar Goldman speaking.
30 minutes aren't up yet.
I'm calling to warn you. You are completely surrounded by magnetic bombs. Approach one and you'll be blasted out of the water.
Okay. Keep your hair on. I'll tell the captain.
I want to speak to the captain.
He's not aboard. He'll get back to you.
Are you sure there's nothing? No engine, no propeller, no work crew? Zero sound, sir.
Come on, Oscar, what's bugging you?
The phone on the Stingray has a different sound to it.
Like what?
It's not as full. It's strange, hollow. I don't like it.
Oscar, she's loaded with sophisticated hardware. They've blocked out sonar. Maybe they're trying something that's affecting the phone. Now, what could they do? They got them locked.
Time's up. I want to talk with your captain.
He's on his way. He should be here any second.
I've got a gut feeling something's wrong down there.
I could take a chance and send down some frogmen.
If there are any sharks, don't take any risks. Send them back up. I'll keep whoever's on the other end of this phone occupied. Stingray, I want to know what's holding up your captain. Stingray moved.
Powered by pixies.
With luck, you'll get 10 years for stealing government property. If anything happens to Rudy Wells or Steve Austin, the charge is murder. Now, if you want to cooperate, we might be able to make a deal.
I already made my deal.
Get him out of here.
Oscar, I've ordered hunter-killer submarines. They should be on the scene in about an hour. I don't know if they can find the Stingray, powered by pixies. If they do, they'll let go with everything they have.
It's all my fault, Josh. I talked you out of those death charges when we could have blasted the Stingray.
Doesn't matter whose fault it is. We've lost the sub.
And the 2 men I hope to save.
It's just a crazy dream, wasn't it?
Dad, don't take it that way. You deserve... It was, wasn't it? Maybe if I'd had the courage to say so.
I owe you an apology, Austin. Not that it's worth much. A man lets his frustration get tangled up with his pride. He's asking for trouble.
Is there a chance the men on the Stingray will reject Parker's orders?
No. He hired him. I trusted him. Austin, forget me if you can save Cynthia and yourself.
No whispering. Say it loud enough for me to hear, or be quiet.
Well, I was just explaining that I'm an old man with a weak heart. Couldn't possibly disarm 3 gods single-handed. At least, I don't think I can.
It's very funny.
The 3 of us will be moving back to the sub. Get the charts packed and follow Williams. I'll follow along.
What happens with them?
You'd really rather not know, wouldn't you? Well, Captain, you planned it. I'll give you credit for that, even though you didn't have the backbone to finish the job. Well, I guess that's your epitaph.
No backbone. Are you going to add murder to piracy?
They've always gone hand in hand, haven't they?
Murdering us isn't going to accomplish anything.
Control the Stingray. Control the Stingray.
Stingray.
This is Parker. Now listen. I want to know the minute you're ready to turn the engines over.
Right.
Now we wait. But not for long.
Planes are en route, and we're covering the area with detection devices, but I'm not optimistic.
Rudy doesn't have much more oxygen, Josh.
Sir, there's an oil slick off the port valve.
It's spreading slowly. That's got Steve's signature.
Stingray. There's a bead on it. Oscar, this time I've got no choice. Direct the ASW aircraft to that area and order the destroyers to ready depth charges.
Aye, sir.
Missile tubes are okay and loaded.
Stingray. Control the Stingray.
Stingray.
Any damage?
Not yet, but the bombs are moving closer.
Look, there's a backup emergency buoy. Release it. I'm coming over.
Will do.
Now look, you watch those two. Tom and I'll take Austin to the sub.
Why?
Just do as you're told. Now move. Now look, Austin, be a friend in the bathysphere. I kept them alive just in case you got stubborn again.
Buoy, 10 points off starboard bow.
Tell them to cease fire. Cease fire. Cease fire.
This is Oscar Goldman speaking.
Mr. Goldman, the Stingray is now armed with nuclear missiles. The first one is aimed at Charleston, South Carolina. He's ready to fire.
He says the Stingray is armed with nuclear weapons and ready to fire.
Try to find out who he is.
I want to know who I'm dealing with.
I'm authorized to speak for the new commander of the Stingray, Captain Morgan Grayland.
Captain Morgan Grayland.
Grayland? I've known him for years. He's brilliant. He's unstable, but I'm sure he wouldn't use a nuclear missile. Call his bluff.
Either you and your men surface immediately, or we'll resume bombing. That's final.
I don't think so. I'll let you speak to someone who may change your mind.
Oscar, this is Steve.
Steve, are you all right?
Never mind. But I've seen the nuke and it's in firing mode exactly as described.
Admiral Prescott says he knows Morgan Grayland, and that Morgan Grayland wouldn't fire.
Well, the man down here with his finger on the button will, I'm sure of it.
Mr. Goldman, the first missile's aimed at Charleston. That will demonstrate that I mean business. The second is aimed at a larger city.
What do you want?
Just move all your ships out of the area right now. Any delay, and that will... well, you know what that'll mean.
Steve says the Stingray is armed with nuclear missiles. Missiles ready to fire unless you clear all these vessels out of here.
We can't. He'd hold the whole world as a hostage.
But he'll destroy a city with tens of thousands of people now if we try to stop him.
I am not a patient man, Mr. Goldman.
At least we'll buy time. I accept your terms.
Well?
Engines revving. They're leaving the area.
He's got nuclear missiles on board the Stingray, and he's prepared to use them. I never knew that.
Radio, all other ships to continue at flank speed away from the area of the Stingray.
If we go any further, we won't have any hope of stopping that sub.
Stop engines.
It's all clear. All right, let's wrap it up. Finish collecting the charts, no wasting of time. I probably won't be needing the sharks anymore. Although if you were a different kind of woman, you could come with us and use them in an emergency.
I'd agree if you were the emergency.
She's so unfriendly. But understandable. It's a shame, though, to waste such a talent as yours. But
If the sub seems to be making a run for it, we got to take our best shot. Those ASW planes will unload everything they got, and we hope we blast it before they can release their missile.
Stingray to control.
Start's ready to go.
Stingray to control.
Control here.
Repairs completed. Ready to move out.
Great. I'll be right over. Now, look. There's an easy way to do what has to be done. Get some blasting powder, plant it around the cave entrance, and we'll set it off as we leave. They'll never get out of here.
I'd give anything not to get out of here, but to get my hands on you. I made so many mistakes, but there's one thing that's driving me out of my mind. You! I trusted you.
Rave on, old man, rave on.
You won't get away with it. I'm gonna stop you with my own hands!
Float him out and up to the surface. There'll be no exertion. He'll be breathing a rich oxygen mixture. Come on.
We'll take him up, but I gotta make sure that my friend in the bathysphere is all right.
What about Parker? He might get free and come after us.
Okay, I know how to handle that. I'll take care of it now.
They seal us in the cave. If we can stop Austin, we might dig our way out. The minute it's up, they'd come looking for us, they'd help us.
Stop Austin? You gotta be kidding. We've got a chance. Can you control that shark?
No, but a shark is a shark. But I can't turn him loose, and he can do what comes naturally.
Steve, look.
Have I got a chance against that shark?
Maybe. He doesn't have a human intelligence controlling him now.
Try to keep the bathysphere between you and the shark. Cynthia swim to the surface with your father.
What about you?
You just go, and I'll join you as soon as I check Rudy.
I don't believe it.
Of course not. Because you don't really know Steve Austin.
The man in the bathysphere?
He'll be fine.
There's only one thing left to say. Bless you.
Well, all decompressed?
Finally.
Steve, I think it cut a little close. Next time, if you don't mind, I'd rather be rescued before I'm gasping for air.
Well, I had my hands full with a big fish.
Well, we got Frogman down checking the surveillance system. The crew and the Stingray are in custody. The two in the cave will be brought up and put in the brig.
Well, they came close to pulling it off.
You got your people to clean up that oil slick, didn't you, Josh?
Yeah.
How's your father?
Doctor says he has a good chance of recovering. The fact that he has a chance at all is because of you. I really don't know how to thank you.
Don't try.
When he does recover, he'll face charges. So will I. That's the way it should be.
I'm afraid so.
You've tried just about everything else. Have you ever considered rehabilitating an ex-con?
Well, not yet.
Well, I'm not an ex-con yet. But when I am, and if you will,
We'll talk about it.